ever cracked open like a cold one from across the globe and thought, how did this even get here?
Mm.
Like today's deep dive is going to take us into that world of being
Ah,
an import-export specialist for beverages.
right.
We're going to aim to go beyond just like knowing the job title,
Right.
but really uncover what makes this career tick.
Okay.
So it's not all just sipping imported espressos on the job, right?
Right.
What's the real scoop here?
You're right. It's not a constant vacation.
Okay.
This career really dives into the intricate world of international trade.
Uh-huh.
Um, it requires really deep understanding of regulations, logistics,
Mm-hmm.
and yes, even like a touch of diplomacy to navigate it all.
So when the job description mentions deep knowledge of import and export goods, including customs clearance and documentation,
Yeah.
what does that like actually look like day to day?
So imagine this, you're sourcing those exotic coffee beans,
Okay.
ensuring that they meet ethical and sustainable standards every step of the way. You're on top of international trade laws, making sure everything is by the book.
Okay.
And maybe, just maybe, you're hopping on a plane to go visit a vineyard in Italy
Wow.
or a tea plantation in India.
Okay, now that sounds like some exciting travel opportunities.
Yeah.
Does that mean that this isn't just a desk job after all?
You're catching on.
Okay.
While paperwork and customs forms are definitely still a part of the job,
Right?
the work environment can be surprisingly diverse.
Okay.
You might find yourself at a bustling port negotiating with suppliers,
Wow.
or even attending industry events to stay ahead of all the latest beverage trends.
That variety sounds like it'd be a perfect fit for someone who thrives in like a dynamic setting.
Yeah.
But what about the not so glamorous side?
Yeah.
The source mentioned that the work environment can vary greatly, so there
Yeah.
must be some challenging days too, right?
Absolutely. While the potential for travel exists, it's not a constant jet-setting adventure.
Oh, okay.
One day you might be laser-focused on resolving a customs dispute, which could involve anything from verifying product classifications
Hmm.
to negotiating tariff discrepancies.
I imagine those disputes require a lot of problem solving and attention to detail.
Exactly. And the next day, you could be diving into market research
Okay.
on global beverage trends,
Mm-hmm.
analyzing consumer preferences,
Okay.
or exploring new markets for those craft beers you mentioned earlier.
Right.
It's a fast-paced environment that requires adaptability and a knack for thinking on your feet.
Mm-hmm.
The source really highlights the importance of resilience,
Uh-huh.
especially when you're facing tight deadlines or unexpected hiccups in the global supply chain.
It seems like technology would play a huge role in managing all of that complexity.
Yeah.
The source mentioned e-commerce and blockchain.
Mm.
How are those advancements changing the game for an import-export specialist?
You're hitting on a key point. Technology is revolutionizing this field
Okay.
instead of manually processing paperwork.
Right.
Imagine using sophisticated software to track those shipments in real time. We're talking about ensuring those beverages arrive safely on schedule
Huh.
and with full transparency every step of the way.
So less time drowning in paperwork and more time for strategic thinking and building those international relationships.
Precisely. And that's where blockchain comes in.
Okay.
It's not just about efficiency. It's about adding a new level of security and transparency to the entire import-export process.
Okay.
Think of it as a digital ledger that tracks every single movement of those beverages from the moment they leave the vineyard
Uh-huh.
to the moment they reach the consumer's glass.
That sounds incredibly valuable, especially in an industry where authenticity and provenance are so important.
Yeah.
What kind of impact does this level of transparency have on the role of an import-export specialist?
It's a game changer.
Okay.
It minimizes the risk of fraud, it streamlines customs clearance,
Mm-hmm.
and it allows specialists to focus on building stronger relationships with suppliers and distributors.
It sounds like technology is giving import-export specialists the tools they need to work smarter, not harder.
Exactly, and this allows them to focus on what truly matters,
Which is?
ensuring those high-quality beverages reach eager consumers across the globe.
Okay, so we've established that this career is a dynamic blend of logistics, global awareness,
Right.
and now even cutting-edge technology.
Mm-hmm.
But the source also mentioned a whole range of skills,
Yeah.
from active listening to economics.
Right.
If you had to pick a few that are absolutely essential for this role, what would they be?
You're right, the list is extensive.
Yeah.
But if we had to narrow it down to the most crucial skills,
Okay.
I'd say critical thinking communication and a strong grasp of administrative skills are non-negotiable.
Let's break those down,
Okay.
starting with critical thinking.
Okay.
I can see why that would be crucial when you're dealing with complex regulations or navigating unexpected delays,
Right.
like those customs disputes we talked about.
Yeah.
Could you elaborate on how an import-export specialist might use those critical thinking skills in a real-world scenario?
Absolutely. Imagine a scenario where a shipment of craft beer gets held up in customs.
Okay.
Due to a labeling discrepancy,
Uh-huh.
maybe there's a slight variation from the approved label,
Okay.
or perhaps a new regulation was recently introduced.
Okay.
An import-export specialist with sharp critical thinking skills would spring into action,
Mm-hmm.
quickly assessing the situation,
Okay.
identifying the root cause of the problem,
Mhm.
and exploring potential solutions.
So it's about staying calm under pressure, thinking on their feet,
Yes.
and finding creative ways to resolve those unexpected challenges.
Precisely. They might need to negotiate with customs officials. Officials work with the supplier to provide additional documentation,
Mm.
or even explore alternative shipping routes.
It sounds like every day presents a new puzzle to solve.
You could say that, and that's part of what makes this career so engaging.
Yeah.
Now, moving on to communication.
Okay.
This one's essential for obvious reasons.
Right.
You're dealing with suppliers, distributors, customs officials, maybe even government agencies, all with their own priorities and ways of doing business.
It's like being a cultural ambassador as much as logistics expert.
Exactly. Clear, concise communication is vital to keep those shipments moving smoothly
Right.
and those relationships strong.
It's fascinating how these skills like active listening aren't just for trade. They're valuable in so many aspects of life.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like this career could help you develop some seriously transferable skills.
You hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
The source also highlights administrative skills as crucial.
Okay.
Think about it.
Yeah.
You're managing contracts, tracking inventory, wrangling tons of documentation,
Right.
all while staying incredibly organized and detail-oriented.
So are we talking color-coded spreadsheets and a superhuman ability to remember deadlines?
You're not far off, but in all seriousness,
Okay.
strong administrative skills are the backbone of this role.
Okay.
They ensure that every shipment is accounted for, every document is in order,
Right.
and every deadline is met.
It sounds like a career that requires a unique blend of meticulous planning and the ability to adapt to the unexpected.
Yeah.
But let's say someone is ready to dive headfirst into this world.
Okay.
The source we're exploring mentions RoleCatcher as a valuable resource for those seeking jobs in this field.
Yeah.
What exactly is RoleCatcher and how can it help aspiring import-export specialists?
RoleCatcher is an incredibly valuable tool
Okay.
for anyone serious about landing a job in this industry.
Okay.
Imagine having access to a platform that helps you tailor your resume and cover letter
Okay.
using AI to perfectly match the specific job requirements.
So it takes the guesswork out of crafting the perfect application.
Exactly, and it doesn't stop there.
Okay.
RoleCatcher also provides a library of potential interview questions specific to this role,
Uh-huh.
helping you prepare for those crucial conversations with confidence.
It sounds like having a secret weapon to help you stand out from the competition.
That's one way to put it.
But before we get ahead of ourselves and start polishing those resumes, let's take a closer look at some of the other key skills mentioned in the source.
Okay.
One that caught my eye was knowledge of import-export regulations.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty self-explanatory,
Yeah.
but what does that actually look like in practice?
All right, it sounds straightforward.
Yeah.
But it's actually one of the most complex and constantly evolving aspects of this job.
Okay.
We're not just talking about knowing the paperwork.
Uh-huh.
It's about understanding the nuances of international trade laws, tariffs, and customs procedures.
So it's not just about knowing the rules.
Right.
It's about understanding how to apply them in a constantly changing global market.
Exactly.
Okay.
An import-export specialist might need to navigate complex labeling requirements,
Okay.
packaging regulations,
Uh-huh.
or even country-specific restrictions on certain ingredients.
It sounds like ongoing research and staying updated on the latest regulations are crucial parts of the job.
Absolutely. And that's where that thirst for knowledge comes in handy.
Right.
Especially in a world where trade agreements and regulations are constantly evolving.
It definitely sounds like a career that keeps you on your toes.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Right.
another skill the source mentioned was negotiation skills.
Mm-hmm.
How important is that ability to strike a deal in this role?
Negotiation skills are essential.
Okay.
Remember, import-export specialists are often the bridge between suppliers and buyers across the globe.
Right.
They might be negotiating pricing with a coffee bean supplier in South America.
Okay.
securing favorable shipping rates with logistics companies,
Mm-hmm.
or even hammering out the terms of a new distribution agreement.
So it's about finding those win-win solutions that benefit everyone involved in the supply chain.
Precisely.
Hmm.
It requires strong interpersonal skills, a talent for finding common ground,
Uh-huh.
and the ability to advocate for your company's best interests while maintaining those positive relationships with international partners.
Like being a diplomat in the world of beverages.
You could say that. Now let's shift gears for a moment and talk about some of the broader trends shaping the future of this industry.
Okay.
The source mentioned that the global beverage market is constantly evolving.
Right.
What are some of the key factors driving that change?
Is it as simple as people's tastes changing?
Uh,
Or are there bigger forces at play?
It's a fascinating mix of factors.
Okay.
Consumer preferences are definitely a major driver.
Okay.
We're seeing a growing demand for craft beverages, organic and sustainable options,
Mm-hmm.
and even functional beverages with added health benefits.
So it's not just about importing the same old brands anymore.
Right.
It's about seeking out those unique and innovative products that are capturing the attention of consumers worldwide.
Exactly. And alongside those evolving tastes,
Okay.
we're also seeing the rise of e-commerce and digital platforms,
Right.
which are transforming the way beverages are marketed, sold, and distributed.
That makes sense. With more and more consumers shopping online, it's natural that the beverage industry would follow suit.
Absolutely. And that's creating exciting new opportunities for import-export specialists
Okay.
who are tech-savvy
Uh-huh.
and understand the nuances of online marketplaces, digital marketing, and cross-border e-commerce.
It sounds like this career path is a fantastic option for someone who loves the idea of working at the intersection of global trade technology
Yeah.
and, of course, delicious beverages.
Right.
But let's bring it back to our listener for a moment.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground today,
Yeah.
from the day-to-day realities of being an import-export specialist to the essential skills
Right.
and even the broader trends shaping the future of the beverage industry.
Yeah.
What key takeaways would you want our listener to walk away with today?
You're right. We've covered a lot.
Yeah.
If I had to distill it down to a few key takeaways,
Okay.
I'd say this.
Okay.
First, this career is anything but ordinary.
Okay.
It's dynamic, globally connected, and constantly evolving,
Right.
which makes it perfect for someone who thrives on challenge and variety.
It's definitely not your average desk job.
Not at all. Second, while the source emphasizes hard skills like knowledge of regulations and logistics,
Mm-hmm.
those softer skills, communication, critical thinking, adaptability, are equally important.
It's that unique blend of analytical thinking and interpersonal finesse that really makes this role sing.
Exactly. And finally, I'd say that this is a career with incredible growth potential.
Okay.
The global beverage market is only becoming more interconnected and complex,
Right.
which means the demand for skilled import-export specialists is likely to keep rising.
It's a career with a bright future for those with the passion and drive to pursue it.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of pursuing this career path,
Okay.
earlier we touched on RoleCatcher as a valuable tool for those navigating the job market.
Right.
Let's circle back to that for a moment.
Absolutely. RoleCatcher can be an invaluable asset,
Okay.
especially for those who are new to the job search process
Right.
or who want to make sure they're putting their best foot forward.
We talked about the AI-powered resume and cover letter tailoring,
Yeah,
which sounds incredibly helpful.
it is.
But what about the interview preparation aspect?
Right.
What kind of support does RoleCatcher offer in that area?
This is where RoleCatcher really shines.
Okay.
It provides a library of potential interview questions specific to the role of an import-export specialist.
Okay.
These aren't just generic interview questions.
Right.
They're tailored to the specific skills, knowledge, and experience that employers are looking for in this field.
So it's like having a sneak peek into the interviewer's mind.
In a way, yes. It helps you anticipate the types of questions you might be asked,
Uh-huh.
giving you a chance to craft thoughtful and compelling answers beforehand.
That can be a game changer, especially for anyone who gets nervous during interviews.
Absolutely. But RoleCatcher goes even further than that.
Okay.
It also provides feedback on your interview responses,
Wow.
using AI to analyze your answers and offer suggestions for improvement.
So it's like having a personal interview coach in your pocket.
Precisely. It can help you identify any areas where you might need to elaborate further, provide more specific examples, or refine your delivery.
That level of personalized feedback can be incredibly valuable,
It is.
especially for those who are serious about landing their dream job in this industry.
Exactly. And let's not forget,
Okay.
RoleCatcher also helps you identify any skills gaps you might have,
Okay.
allowing you to focus your professional development efforts on the areas that will make you an even stronger candidate.
It sounds like an incredibly comprehensive tool for anyone serious about launching a successful career in this field.
It really is, and in today's competitive job market,
Yeah,
having every advantage can make all the difference.
well said. Now, before we wrap things up, I wanted to touch on one final aspect of this career that we haven't discussed yet.
Okay.
The importance of passion. The source mentions needing a genuine interest in the beverage industry.
Right.
Why is that passion so crucial in this role?
That's a great point. While skills and knowledge are essential, passion is what truly fuels success in this field.
Is it because this industry is as much about the people as it is about the products?
You hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
This is a career for people who are genuinely excited about the world of beverages.
Okay.
People who are curious about different cultures,
Mm-hmm.
who are fascinated by the journey these drinks take from their origin to our tables,
Uh-huh.
and who are eager to share their love of beverages with the world.
So it's not enough to just know the ins and outs of import-export regulations.
Right.
You need to have that genuine enthusiasm for the products themselves.
Absolutely. That passion is what will sustain you through the long hours,
Right.
the complex challenges,
Uh-huh.
and the ever-changing landscape of the global beverage market.
It's that spark that will make all the difference when you're negotiating a major deal.
Yeah.
Resolving a shipping crisis, or simply savoring that perfect sip of imported coffee at the end of a long day.
Well said.
On that note, as we approach the end of our deep dive, I want to leave our listener with one final thought to ponder.
Okay.
We've explored the skills, the knowledge, and the tools that can pave the way to a successful career in beverage imports and exports.
Right.
But beyond those practical aspects, what personal qualities are essential for thriving in this fast-paced, globally connected world?
Yeah.
What does it really take to turn that passion for beverages into a truly rewarding career?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
The source might not delve into personality traits,
Right.
but in my experience,
Okay.
resilience is key.
Okay.
This industry is full of unexpected challenges.
Right.
From shipping delays to regulatory changes,
Uh-huh.
you need to be able to roll with the punches, learn from setbacks,
Okay.
and come back stronger each time.
So it's not just about weathering the storm.
Right.
It's about embracing those challenges as opportunities for growth.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And alongside resilience,
Okay.
I'd say cultural sensitivity is paramount.
Okay.
You're interacting with people from all over the world,
Right.
each with their own customs, communication styles,
Mm-hmm.
and ways of doing business.
Being able to navigate those cultural differences with sensitivity and respect can make all the difference in building strong and lasting relationships.
Precisely. It's about being adaptable,
Right.
a good listener,
Uh-huh.
and always willing to learn from those around you.
It sounds like this career path is as much about personal growth as it is about professional development.
You've hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
And that's what makes it so rewarding.
Okay.
It's not just about moving products.
Right.
It's about connecting people through a shared love of beverages.
So as our listener considers whether this career path is the right fit,
Yeah.
what would you say is the most important question they should ask themselves?
The sources we've explored have given us a roadmap, a toolkit,
Right.
and a glimpse into the inner workings of this industry.
Uh-huh.
But the real question is,
Okay.
can you envision yourself thriving in this world?
Yeah.
Can you picture yourself navigating those complexities?
Yeah.
Embracing those challenges and forming those global connections,
Mhm.
all while fueled by that passion for beverages we've been talking about.
It's about looking beyond the job description
Yeah.
and envisioning yourself as part of that global tapestry of flavors, aromas, and shared experiences.
Precisely. It's about finding that perfect blend of skill, knowledge, and passion
Right.
that will allow you to not just succeed,
Mm-hmm.
but truly thrive in the exhilarating world of beverage imports and exports.
And on that note, we'll raise a glass to you, our listener, as you
Yes.
embark on this exciting journey of exploration.
Uh,
Cheers to uncovering your potential and making your mark on the world one delicious beverage at a time.
Cheers to that.